Hello, I'm Pam Hoffman, Everyday Spacer.
I'm Jeff Miller, 2049 Outfitters.
At Everyday Spacer, we show regular folks how to personally and directly, that's the word, participate in space exploration, science, and astronomy. We're here on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 midnight Eastern time, and there's been a time change here. So it's going to be 5 a.m. on Saturday in London, 1 p.m. on Saturday in Hong Kong, 3 p.m. on Saturday in Queensland, Australia, and 6 a.m. on Saturday in Germany for the next few months. We're broadcasting live from Thousand Oaks, California. Any recommendations for next week? We're seeking a guest. If that doesn't work out, though, what would be good? A crunchy topic, a profile, something cultural, something else. We would love to get some ideas.
Yep.
And real quick, thanks to all of our viewers who have subscribed. And we really appreciate it, although over 80% have not subscribed. If you watch 2 or more episodes, please consider subscribing. And you've got some cybersecurity news, right?
Yep.
Want me to share?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Another PSI from our good friends, the FBI. Well, at least as far as cybersecurity is concerned. Apparently, people's emails can be in the hands of the bad guys.
The email address?
No, their emails.
Their emails.
Here's what it takes.
What, they host them on their servers?
Nope. Here's what it takes.
Okay.
All they need
I'm confused.
is a .gov email address. The bad guys just need a .gov email address and a fake subpoena, and they can get the entire email history of anyone on that server.
You were telling me about this. Was it a subpoena or a warrant?
A subpoena.
Okay, because I heard the word warrant when you were...
No.
And there are some comments, but I know you can't see them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just now the ISPs or email providers are getting better and better at vetting the subpoenas that come to them.
Okay.
But it's happened. It's happening now. Most people probably are not public enough for any, because they have to be targeting a specific person for this. So most of us are not at risk of this, because none of the email providers will do a bulk, I need all of your emails. They just won't.
Because the subpoena is going to be
for a specific, yeah. And it's supposed to be for a specific time frame too.
Oh.
Now, if you're the purchasing manager of a big company, then they can get all of your emails back and forth of purchasing invoices, and then duplicate them or modify them, and either get the product shipped to themselves by sending the false invoice, or ordering product in your name, or billing you for something that you didn't buy. Now, this doesn't really work for like individuals, because they'll see this bill for, oh, look, $7,000 for this widget. What the heck is that? But you get a multi-million-dollar company, and invoices just fly in the window, and some of them just pay them.
Wow.
So that was my cybersecurity news.
Okay.
And if anyone cares about this, I'll put this in the chat, in our chat.
Great.
And then I have one other little bit of news, but let's do some. Let's see who's been here.
Welcome. Hello. Glad you're here.
Hey, Don.
There's Dawn and
Jamie.
Loyal Spacers. Yes.
Scott. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
And let's see what Jamie also has to say. My emails are fun and personal, but not what you. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's not a problem for most people. Just know that it was very easy for them to get, and it's becoming less and less easy.
Got it. It's like they say, eat cake, you're harder to kidnap.
So, hey, Cliff.
It is 3 on Saturday. Okay, good.
Yep.
Thank you for confirming. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Another bit of news, not cybersecurity, but people might have heard about the fires that were in Southern California. And here it is. Yeah, it's actually pretty darn
Oops.
big.
Sorry. There it is.
These are the names of cities. So fortunately it started here, but it did encroach into it started off with the winds coming in this direction, basically from the northeast to the southwest, and at over 40 miles per hour.
It was very windy here.
Which is why you have these other patches here, because the winds were fast enough and strong enough to pick up big embers that could stay hot long enough to actually light a fire.
Wow.
Several miles away. And just so you know, now that the big winds are gone, they've reversed to the coastal winds, which actually go this way.
That's the typical for around here. Comes off the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. So what it means is that it's blowing most of it back, not very vigorously, but blowing it back on itself. But there is a little bit of creep over here. But in case anyone was worried, we're all the way down over here.
Yeah.
So either direction the wind's going, it's not going toward us.
No.
And most of what is on either side of it are either hills or farmland. There are only a few areas that it has to basically go counter the wind, 90 degrees to the wind in order to get to where a lot of people are. Although there were some neighborhoods that were burned out.
Yeah, I read about some people lost their
possessions,
homes, something.
And they're saying that this fire was set. Great. Because it started in two different locations, 8 miles apart. And one of the locations was right near, not to get political, but right near a very Republican neighborhood. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so that's enough of that. But just so you know, it is nearby. We can see the smoke from it sometimes if we look hard enough, but it's not close.
And weirdly, at night, it's very easy to see fires, and they always look closer than they are. Well, it's just night, and they're a big bright thing in the distance. So yeah, we're in a really good place here. Usually it's nothing. We don't have any kind of problems of any sort. Any more comments from?
Oh, let's take a look. Janie. Windy in Long Beach with big tree branch down. Yeah, neighbor helped me cut it up. Good. Thank goodness no damage to house or cars or no fire. Yeah.
Yay. Good news. Glad to hear that. So tonight, this episode is about SPLUS Science Hunters. We'll be back in 8.3 seconds. And there is a link to that book in the comments, in the description. Sorry. From the Zooniverse page for this project, it goes, welcome to the SPLUS project. The Southern Photometric Local Universe Survey, SPLUS, is a Brazilian-led and coordinated project that employs a robotic telescope located at the Cerro Tololo Observatory in Chile to image nearly half the celestial sphere visible from the southern hemisphere. The project's primary goal is to identify intriguing celestial bodies in previously unreleased images. With that in mind, Jeff, show us how this Zooniverse project works.
Okay.
Am I sharing?
Yes, please.
All right, there it is.
Okay, so Zooniverse, you know all of this stuff. This is the way Zooniverse always works. SPLUS Science Hunters.
Well, there might be some new viewers, right. So don't be too skimpy on the description.
Well, yeah, we did an entire show about how to do these, but this is where their projects are, and you can find projects here. This one is SPLUS Science Hunters, and here we'll delve into this one first, and it's about the project and the class, how to classify things. Talk to someone. You can do collections of images, and these are just recent ones.
Got time for a quick comment?
Sure.
Cliff makes a very good point. Start backburning. We do it all over Australia, as embers have been known to travel 500 to 100 miles. Yep, bushfire season. Unfortunately, that's been kind of
they
bad thing here.
yeah,
I think
especially
they're gonna start doing better with it.
yeah. For one thing, there was the whole all fires are bad thing, and so
Not for certain pine cones.
fires are the enemy, and that for like a couple
Yeah.
decades that was it.
Certain pine
And
cones won't even, they won't even open to release
right,
their seeds until
mhm,
there's a fire.
right, and
That's
fires
what triggers it.
are a natural part of any forest or any
Oh
wilderness.
yeah, sure. Get a lightning strike on a big tree
Hmm.
and it goes.
Right, so it's a natural part, but
Yeah.
so no fires, allowed means lots of underbrush, which means that instead of whipping through an area and just going real fast and only lighting up the brush, now there's enough underbrush that it stays around long enough to light the trees,
Yeah.
which make a hotter fire and that throw embers all over the place. So
There
also,
might be an episode in there, though. I mean,
yeah,
we don't have to delve into it too far here, but
yeah,
yeah,
but
it's certainly an interesting
also politics plays a
everything.
role in that. If they light a brush fire and someone's property gets damaged, then they're responsible for it.
Mm.
But if they do nothing and 100 people's properties are damaged, they're not responsible for it.
Okay.
So it's, yeah. So yes, backburning would be wonderful. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
here.
I've done some reading about the farmers here are very unhappy about the whole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we call it backburning here. I think it's burn off or something.
Controlled
burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the topic. You ready for the?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here you go.
So, and this one's interesting. It's a Brazilian project. In fact, once you see the people involved, a lot of the names look like they're could be from Brazil. So,
okay. Good. You're going to show us the team eventually? Okay,
yeah.
Good.
The project allows us to hunt for galaxies, peculiar stars, asteroids, and more. And basically, they're having you identify a laundry list of stuff.
Ah.
I think they only need one of them, but I guess they figure that if they've got people looking at each image, you might as well they might as well create a database for other projects.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Oh, this is an interesting. Janie says topic idea: fires in space, temperatures on asteroids, and space debris. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, space isn't actually cold. A lot of the movies get it wrong. You're more likely to die of heat in space than of cold.
There was a whole discussion on heat versus temperature or something, right? Because of the amount of molecules and stuff. But yeah, I think Janie, I'll take that into consideration.
Yeah.
And
that could be a crunchy topic.
I think that'd be a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've got.
Okay.
Did they actually make it out of 0 on this project?
We'll find out.
Nope. 0 complete.
0 complete. So
0%.
So they do need help. Now there's a lot of stuff here. There are 2 sides of this: the quick scan and the detailed scan.
Cool. Okay. So, this one's very colorful. I noticed. That's kind of cool.
These images are colorful.
I see. Okay.
But
and I read some of that part.
This is a photometric survey. So and one of these things, if we go into the about, they actually do show us what SPLUS is actually refers to.
Right. Well, I read it. It was in the part that
okay.
It spells out
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll find it here. But just this is what they're this is about them. They're basically looking for all this stuff. They've got these images and just want to pick them for various things.
So these were images they used for something else, and we're just going back through them and sorting out for other things, or
kind of, yeah.
I didn't really read.
Yeah, this is the Chilean observatory.
Wow.
And they're taking 3 sets of images, and each image uses 12 different filters, sequentially. So you get the 12 different filters, then again, and then again over the same area.
Wow.
And that's what the images that we'll be seeing are all about. Oh, Cliff?
Oh, and whole district will be burnt in sections and some not till next year.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a fire permit, anything bigger than 2 by 2 meters, no problem. No permit, big problem. Fire warden must see the permit beforehand. Ah, interesting. I have no idea how that kind of thing works here.
Oh, yeah. Fire permit in Southern California, good luck.
I think there's like bans. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even think you can get. You're just not supposed to. It's so dry here all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
It's very interesting though, Cliff. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, back to you.
Yep, sure.
Here we go.
So this is
colorful.
Yeah, colorful. These are the various filters in here, and one of the things that they're looking for that they really want to find are H alpha project, which is a green.
The hydrogen alpha, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, which they're coloring green.
Usually I hear about hydrogen alpha in relationship to the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Are they? Well, there's other stars out there.
Right.
Sure
Yeah.
that...
But and the reason why they're interested in it is because that's star forming regions.
Ah. Okay.
So regardless of whatever else you've seen in the image, they want you to pick those out too.
Ah, so that's your priority. And then, like you were saying, while you're there, might as well do some other things.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like there's a good video there.
There is. It's actually pretty interesting. It's a little bit long for here, but there's an image, a video here. Southern Photometric Local Universe Survey. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
SPLUS. That's plus.
Yeah. And, we know more about the northern hemisphere stars than the southern hemisphere stars. So
makes sense. 90% of the population of the Earth is in the northern hemisphere.
Right. And so,
but Chile has some of the best telescopes in the world. So
some of the best locations for telescopes too.
Right.
Yeah. And so this is their team. And unfortunately, none of these are really links. These are all just links to their profiles here.
So not like emails, which we see in some of these. Or...
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's okay.
It's
if they're actually there, it might be kind of remote for.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they get internet or not.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah. Most people in Brazil live in a few of the bigger cities or nearby.
Okay.
I mean, Brazil's a really big country, but most of it doesn't have much of the way of it, a lot of people in it. And that's why the observatories in Chile and not Brazil. Because the places in Brazil that are high enough are so far away from people that it'd almost be worth taking a boat around to Chile and climbing the mountain there, from there. So, so the results, they are releasing these, and here, the cool part, you're part of this too. We don't hide our data. We share it with our internal team.
Nice.
And eventually with the whole world. You can access it, download it, analyze it, and even make your own discoveries. Just head out to SPS or splus.cloud.
Very cool.
And they have a link here for it.
Did you actually visit that?
No. I was thinking about it, and then I was busy doing, exploring this, and I never got back to it. So here's...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Check that out. So interesting. I mean, we may have to look into how to work that. That might be another whole episode because it looks like there's a lot going on there.
Look at the publications lists.
Wow.
For stuff that they've done. Theses.
So some of these are students working on there.
In a lot of these, the majority of the people are students.
Yeah, Sadie was. She was certainly, going for her PhD.
Yeah, grad students and or, or in other words, slave labor.
Well, they're getting something out of it.
And the standard fact, is it necessary to have knowledge about astronomy? No. You're looking at images. They're going to tell you what to look for.
Yeah, these tutorials are usually pretty, here's what we're doing. Here's what we want to see.
This is an okay tutorial.
Okay, good.
What types of asteroids can I identify? or what types of astronomical objects, asteroids, and they get into in the tutorial how to do it. But this is what an asteroid looks like, because since they've got multiple filters
Mm-hmm.
and the asteroid's moving, it will hit different colors at different times.
Yes.
So if it looks like a rainbow pattern line, that's an asteroid.
Nice.
They're looking for galaxies.
See, there's color.
Anything green, and then anything not a star and not one of the not one of the above. And they talk about how to do this, and a lot of this is in the tutorial also. And then there's about Zooniverse itself.
Cool.
And so you go into classify, and I might have to pull up the tutorial. Yeah. Okay, so this is the tutorial. Again, A's are asteroids, B's are galaxies, C's are green objects, and D's are just weird things.
So it sounds like the green is the filter picked up certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they want you to.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, asteroids. Again, they tell you basically what I just told you. If you see a rainbow line, it's an asteroid.
So far they're just describing things, not like what they want you to do yet. Okay.
Yeah. Now, and they go into a little bit more detail in the field guide too.
Good.
Now, not an asteroid. The lines off of stars, even if it's coming in from the side. Also,
that's an artifact of the cameras, probably.
Right. Yeah.
The instruments. Yeah.
Also, if you see a line that's a single color, that's a satellite.
Oh, okay.
Because it goes by so fast that it's all in one filter's image.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Fast.
Yeah, it zips right past the view. Whereas an asteroid is moving relatively slow compared to us.
That seems opposite to me.
No, because satellite's close, and remember the polar orbit satellites are zipping through and usually just show up as a line through an image.
Okay. So,
galaxies. If it looks like a disc, a circle, most of us know what galaxies look like. If it looks like a galaxy, mark it as a galaxy.
A little bit. This feels like a little bit from the Galaxy Zoo project, the initial project that started this whole thing.
And it's kind of like almost an about time for the Southern Hemisphere, because Galaxy Zoo covered, at least when I did it, covered Northern Hemisphere.
I didn't realize that. Okay. And certainly there's plenty more sky.
Right. Yeah. So green objects, and these star forming regions where the surrounding gas is continually ionized by newly forming stars.
So that's the hydrogen alpha filter they're looking at? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your main objective here, is to find these green things.
Right. Yeah. It just basically, they don't actually verbally give this so much weight, but that's, if it's green, mark it as green. Or if there's green in it, like if there's a galaxy with green spots, mark it as a galaxy and then mark the green spots.
Okay. Interesting.
Exotic objects. They stand out from the rest and are easily observed because they differ from anything else we observe. It's really hard to classify something as an exotic because.
Okay.
But hey, if you find one, cool. They say that this is what they're most hoping to see.
Oh, interesting.
Because it gives them something that they don't know about.
Okay.
And you can save your images that you like right there. If you see an object of interest, choose it from the list. You can click multiple items on the list. Now, what they don't say is that you can choose up to 8 things per image.
So they do have a limit, an upper limit.
I think it's a Zooniverse limit, not a project limit.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't know, but.
Well, and if it's typical, a lot of people will see it, and that means they'll get a variety of.
Yeah. And they do have a video tutorial also.
Oh, cool. Oh, in Spanish.
In English, Spanish, and Portuguese.
That makes sense.
because, well, in Brazil, they speak Portuguese.
Yes. Right.
So there's that. The field guide.
How long is the video?
I don't know.
Okay.
The first time I went through it, that was the last page, and I usually ignore the last page of the tutorial because
Okay.
it's usually a, hey, now that we're done with this tutorial, let's get started.
Yeah, their branding page
Right,
or
yeah.
whatever.
So I just saw it tonight while I was showing you guys.
Got it. Okay.
How to identify if there is an object in the image. Well, I haven't seen an image yet that doesn't have an object. So that's, but in galaxies, and they give a lot of examples of galaxies and when should this option not be pressed? When the object you are looking at is extended but looks like a set of very bright dots in an undefined shape, this object is not a galaxy.
Well, that's as clear as mud.
Right. And here's
like what?
here's
Wait.
the thing. I would have loved if in these when should this option not be pressed? I would have loved if they'd given visual examples.
Maybe in the video.
Yeah. But
now that we know there's a video.
Yeah, in none of these do they give visual examples of, except for right here. This is a saturated star.
Okay.
And
we've got someone in. Ready?
Yep.
And you're pretty quick. Thanks for joining us. I wish more observatories would send stuff to Zooniverse. There should be hundreds of projects similar to this. Very good point. They might not know about this.
Right. And this is not.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. And these images aren't sent by the observatory. These images are sent by the students or professors who are using the observatory at that point because they want, and this isn't just a show and tell. They actually want us to do some of their work for them. Yeah. That's what the original Galaxy Zoo was all about.
Yeah, there were just too many subjects to observe and understand that they crowdsourced it. Basically, hey, we need help. I mean, there were millions, weren't there?
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah, with the original Galaxy Zoo, they were able to do decades worth of work.
Like in 2 weeks.
In a couple of years.
Yeah. I thought it was like 2 weeks. It was like really fast because people were like, "Oh yeah."
Well, once people found out about it, yeah. So it was, so it's really good for that. Also,
so I guess if there's no actual project involved with people doing something, either for a thesis or a study of something, it might not even be something that's happening for the observatory.
Well, if the observatory is doing anything, it's because someone's running the project on it.
Got it. Okay.
Now,
yeah, you hear about telescope time. You have to request it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of them out there that you can request, but it's just that you have to, and you usually have to submit a project idea. Mm-hmm. And then they get approval, and then there's, you get a slot of time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That might be a good topic too, to figure out that whole.
Yeah.
How does that work, especially for regular folks?
Mm-hmm.
If in fact we could, ask for time on the James Webb Space Telescope, I think you can.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
So we got 2 topics now. Thank you.
They do have a committee that says, is this the best use? What's the best use of this thing? And the best way to get like your niche thing done is if there's an object over here and an object over here, and your niche thing is over here, they might just take some shots of it as they slew the thing over. That's actually one of the things that they do. Like if this one's a priority and this one's a priority, they'll look for things in this area to shoot as they move from one to the other, because
might as well.
Anytime it's skewing, if they don't have something to look at, it's wasted time.
I like it.
So
okay, let me go back to you.
Yeah,
there you go.
So green dots.
Green dots.
That's what they call them. Of course, they use this image, which is about the unusual objects. So ignore this pretty much, except that there is green in these. So, but
is there a way to like tell it's 2 things or?
Yeah.
Okay.
But none of the things that I've seen are big enough to do that with.
Oh.
But if you notice, here's a galaxy, so you would mark it as a galaxy, but there's also green dots in it.
Yep.
So you would also mark it as green dots.
And you can zoom on these, right?
Yes.
So, okay.
And then, here's, I don't,
They
I don't
look
know if
kind
you,
of green, some
yeah,
of them.
but not, this is much more green. If you see that, that looks like a green. Um, um, yeah,
When not to take it into
yeah,
account. Here we go.
yeah. Can also be confused with an exotic object. But if the green color is an H alpha emitter, if in doubt, it's probably an exotic object.
Okay.
Um,
That's a little clearer.
mhm.
Yay.
And then here's
There's that image,
yeah.
like you said.
And one of the things that they're looking at looks an awful lot like an open cluster to me. But
Yeah.
I don't know how exotic that is. But if no one's identified it before, hey, hey, cool. But stars are not exotic objects. Okay, so that was the
Finally,
field guide.
we get to the task at hand. Yay.
Yes. Now,
I don't see
here,
an asteroid.
right. Now, can you really tell much here? No.
Mm,
So let's zoom
galaxies.
the heck in.
Oh, wow.
Actually, this zooms more than some of them. So let's start out a little bit and
You
start
can drag it around. Okay.
and then
You got stuck.
yes,
What's the refresh?
there.
Is that the circle thing with the arrow?
Yeah. Reset zoom levels.
Yeah.
I only wanted to come out a little bit. So here's what I do. I tend to raster it.
Okay. You want to explain what that means?
Just basically, usually it's side to side, but I just figured I'd go up and down. Oh, there's green.
And just so you know, folks, raster is an old term from when we had those cathode ray tubes in
Yep.
our TV screens,
Yep.
because the inside front of them were covered with phosphorus, and in the back of it would shoot out this, basically a ray gun, and it would just go like really fast, side to side, up to down, and then it would come back up, and that was called rastering. So it's just really scanning it very tightly, one way or the other, up and down or side to side.
Wow.
Yeah, you finding stuff?
No, it looks like it's broken.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm going to refresh this just in case.
Oh, okay.
Because it wasn't letting me.
Well, you have to pick a thing first, right?
Yeah, well, first I have to find one again. So let's go look for
just the same image?
That might be.
Oh, there's a galaxy.
Yes. Okay, so let's do this. Now, here's the thing that bugs me. You have it on one setting to move it. Then you have to go to this to select something.
Oh. I wonder if you have. Oops, it didn't stick. Galaxy didn't stick.
Yeah, so there's something broken about it now.
Oh, okay.
Now, just this morning it was working because I was doing classifications this morning.
We got a comment. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Cliff says many remote scopes available to everyday people via internet, like iTelescope as such, and you get very big ones too. We've done an episode on using scopes. I don't remember hearing about iTelescope though. Some very big ones. I don't know about the big ones either. So cool. Thanks, Cliff.
Now you should hit this button so that you can select something to anode it, and you should be able to draw a box.
Huh. Well, they've got
and it flips as soon as you click on something. It flips off of there.
Well, they do have a talk thing.
Yeah.
So maybe you can let them know.
Yeah.
Somehow that you can no longer do that.
Yep.
Done and talk. Well, it says done and talk. Is there a scroll down and see if there's a?
No.
No. Okay. Some of them just have a get help talk kind of button.
Well, that's.
Does it have to be in a can you do it here?
Oh, let's try. Nope.
Wow. Okay.
So
I guess something to be aware of, that if it's not working as expected, it might be a glitch of some sort. Oh, there you go. Leave a note. This is a great demo. You can tell them what happened. Leave a note. Give them some feedback. Okay, so while you're doing that, I got a comment.
Yes.
Andrew Pretty Quick says, the way they're multiplexing scopes today with precise timing to let them see weak radio signals looks promising. I'd like to know more about that, Andrew. That sounds interesting. I'm not completely sure I understand everything you said there. Way cool, though. Thanks for sharing. That was working this morning. Okay.
Now, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to go back.
And what's cool about that, they stuck to that subject so you can see it.
So, new image, I'm going to see if, can I? No.
No.
I was going to.
It didn't stick. The Galaxies button didn't stick either.
Yeah. And this isn't sticking either. You know, because you have to be on the arrow to select something. So, if you notice, it's popping down to there.
Cliff comes back with, well, Jeff, you should be able to fix it.
Only if they let me at their code.
Maybe there's a new job opening.
So I'm going to assume something updated.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm going to zoom in and we're going to look for things and we're just going to assume I'm drawing boxes. You know, you've got some stars here, you know, some nearby stars because that's why they're
big.
They're big and they've got the artifacts around them.
Mm-hmm.
But right now looking for anything other than dots because those are stars or galaxies that are so far away you can't tell that they're galaxies. Because these images are already zoomed in a lot.
Okay.
So see this line?
It doesn't seem like it's going to be an asteroid, though.
No, this is either an artifact of that star or a satellite went through the image.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now this.
Oh.
Here we go.
Hey, that looks like an asteroid.
There you go, an asteroid. And so
the deal is to pick the asteroid button on the side there first.
Yeah.
And then you can draw a box around it, maybe.
Well, yeah. Normally you can.
When it's working. When it's working. There's another streak over there too. Did you see that? Oh, it's just it's an artifact from.
Yeah.
Got it.
So. Oh, now here's another one.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're not in the same line.
No, different angles.
Yeah, so they are different things.
So you'd put two boxes in that case. One
for each. And like I said earlier this morning, well, and there's a green object, I think. Unless that's just an artifact.
Oh, the little tiny green?
Yeah.
Looks
green
like.
Dot. So you would also draw a box around that.
Cliff said they obviously need your help.
Oh, and there's another green dot that you could theoretically put a box around.
Okay.
Well,
that's too bad that we can't see that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely give it a go, folks. It's SPLUS Science Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you really can't. Is there a next step to this? It's pick the button, draw the box, and hit done.
Yeah, here. Let's go back here and let's see. There's a detailed scan.
Oh, Andrew Pretty Quick says green is star formation areas, helium or hydrogen plasma or something.
Here we go.
Very good.
This is looking like I remember it being.
Thank you. Oh, okay. So you found something that's.
So.
Well, there's a green thing.
Yep.
What'd you do? Did you refresh again?
No, I just went into the detailed scan.
Oh, I see. Which is, where is that on there? I missed that part.
Here, I went into SPLUS Hunters.
Oh, right. They had the.
Yeah.
They had the two.
Yep.
So good.
Here we go. There's some green right there. And you just, here,
you have to pick up the, yeah. Oh, there you go. There's a box.
And then green dot. There you go.
LMGs? No LMGs. What are you talking about, Cliff? LMG.
And if you scroll, you have to swapping. You have to keep swapping between them, just so you know. It's annoying.
Yeah, some of these are more elegant than others.
There we go. Now I can.
And I'm sure every team is continually learning.
Yeah. And so here's another green dot.
Oh, little green men.
So choose that. Do this.
No, Andrew says it's green star formation areas.
Yeah.
Not little green men.
Green dot.
Nice try though, Cliff.
Okay. Change the cursor. Now you can scroll. And this is just what you do. You go through it. I used to find a lot of galaxies and less green dots.
There's a green dot.
Yeah. Change the cursor. Green dot.
Green dot. So that's a little different. You don't pick first. You make the box first and then pick from a drop down that comes up.
That's probably a green dot.
Yeah. Well, they've got a different box this time. It's got not just a box. It's got some.
Well, that's the way it looked this morning. I think
it looks like it's a targeting thing too.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's
a green one.
Yep. The hardest thing about this is changing the cursors every single time.
Well, you could certainly send them some feedback about that too. Because I don't think other ones do that, or do they?
I've seen some that do. Especially the things where you have to mark multiple things. Yeah. Especially if you have, it only really comes in if you have to zoom in. Some things have the things that you mark big enough that you don't have to zoom in. But I'm not seeing any galaxies in this one. Last morning there were a lot. Oh, let's see. Let's zoom in some more. Yeah, I can't really tell on that one. I was wondering if that was the galaxy. So it looks like there's nothing to really do on that one.
Okay.
And
there's one needs some help with this task. This one has the need some help with this task.
Yeah.
That's oh, Cliff comes back with, hang on, it was a big deal years ago on a signal, and when they denoted it as LGM, little green men. JD says it might help to have a mouse robot automation function aid.
Yeah.
And Andrew goes, and ask them to remove the thick white border on the images. I will too. Well, that's like it's got a specific purpose of see the degrees and minutes and
here,
so it's probably right ascension declination.
Let me zoom out so you can see them all. Yeah. So this is how
there's even words there. Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, right ascension. That's what that says.
Hang on. I think.
Oh, you got one?
Well, I think I see some galaxies in here.
Yeah, see at the top there, real quick, Andrew?
Yeah, right there.
That's right ascension.
Okay.
And the other one's going to be declination.
So, galaxy, galaxy. So,
there you go.
Change the cursor.
Yeah, I don't know if that would make a difference for functionality with this thing, Andrew. Sounds like you've done this before, too. Be curious to find out.
Galaxy. Oh. See, now I'm seeing a bunch of them. Some images.
And you said there's a limit of 8.
Yeah. See, 5 of 8 right there.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, does the other one have... Oh, it might have 4 different things. Top says right ascension. What do we got for the sides?
Galactic latitude.
All right.
This is declination.
Declination, yeah.
And
what's on the bottom?
Galactic longitude.
Oh, so same thing.
Two different
Latin long for up in the sky, also known as right ascension and declination.
Right.
I forget which one's with. Declination's kind of like this way.
Yeah.
And right ascension is this way.
Yeah. So So we'll hit done
5.
with that. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So there, got one that actually worked.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the less detailed one
Yeah.
wasn't quite happening tonight.
Yep.
Now, did you try both of them earlier today?
No, I think since I was playing with it before and I looked at both of them when I went into it this morning, I think it just put me into the last one I was in.
Ah, okay.
So that'll do it.
Well, it sounds like it's a pretty decent project. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound too hard. It doesn't sound too easy.
And it's not like
Kind of-
counting asteroid or counting craters on an asteroid.
Or rocks.
Yeah, counted rocks on an asteroid. That's right. It was craters on Mars.
Craters on Mars. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you very much for the demonstration.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that. Anything else you need to say about it?
Nope.
Okay. And if you have more questions, absolutely let us know. We'll track back and try and answer them. So some stellar events this week. We're talking about November 8th through November 15th. November 9th, the almanac anyway, is considered the first quarter moon. The calendar said it was the 8th, but it's okay. Right around there. Also, Mercury is 2 degrees north of Antares, and the northern Taurus, this is another meteor shower, is happening. Now, we've got kind of a weirdness with the peak, but the date range is October 20th through December 10th. It peaks either November 9th or 11th, 12th. And you can see them in the late evening. Like any meteor shower, you can find them at other times, but that's kind of the concentration, the peak, right around then.
And you have 2 different peak times because 2 different sources had 2 different times, right?
Oh, I don't know that because, well, they do have 2 of them there. But let's go with this. Radiates from Taurus, and they do say sources are 2P and Enki, E-N-C-K-E.
No, I don't mean source of the meteors. I mean source of the information.
Because, no, I don't think that's how this worked when I developed my chart.
Okay.
And it's probably about time to revise it because there's some 900 meteor showers, 100 of which have been confirmed, and about 13 are worth looking for every year. But you only hear about 2 on the news, if you hear about any of them. Lucky for us, though, it's the first quarter moon for this one, and it sets at midnight. So, well, it'll be kind of rough if it's a late evening, but after that, you might be able to see more. I realize it's most of them are after midnight. You see them after midnight, just because the way the Earth rotates like into the debris field. November 10th, Saturn and the Moon are in conjunction. In fact, Saturn is 0.1 degrees south of the Moon, so there's an occultation. It's visible from southeastern United States. Remembrance Day is Sunday in the UK. A fun fact: charmed quark was discovered on this day in 1974. That's November 10th. November 11th, Neptune and the Moon are in conjunction. And here in the United States, Veterans Day is that day. It's called Remembrance Day in Canada. On November 12th, the Moon is on the equator and at ascending node. November 14th, the Moon is at perigee. Perigee's the close one. Oh, if it had been like a full moon, they would have called it a supermoon too. Oh, it is a full beaver moon, so it might actually be considered a supermoon because the full beaver moon is on the 15th.
Yeah, one day after. So
right.
It's not at perigee, but it's real darn close.
Yeah, not exactly at perigee.
Just full beaver moon.
Yeah.
It just sounds like opposites to me.
Okay. Uranus and the Moon are in conjunction as well on November 15th. And November 15th is our Friday night show. So thank you very much for the recommendations. If we do get Jeff Greason, we'll certainly bring him to you when it's good for him, when it works for him. Otherwise, I got 2-3 things I can work out of from the comments. Thank you so much. Find us Fridays at 9 p.m. Pacific time on the Everyday Spacer Facebook page and the Everyday Spacer YouTube channel. What inspires you the most for this coming week?
If you or someone you know has done something interesting involving space exploration, science, or astronomy, we'd love to share our live. Join us again next Friday, November 15th for, well,
we're going to find out.
Or we'll figure out how to answer Janie's question.
Yep, we got a couple things to look at in the comments. And just so you know, in fact, Janie's close enough. There is a potential launch tonight. What did he say? Steve Bartlett said it was like 10:15 tonight out of Vandenberg.
Oh, so that's about
20 minutes?
20 minutes-ish, yeah.
15 plus time.
25 minutes.
So yeah, thanks for finishing up.
Yeah.
I want to go see the launch. If it launches. Now, the thing with launches, they don't always go. But if you are in this area, and I actually saw my very first launch out of Vandenberg Air Force Base when I lived in Arizona. So when I say in the area, I'm talking about kind of like anywhere in this area. I think Arizona's several hundred miles away.
Yeah.
So yeah, Janie, if you want to get out and look, for those in this area, you're going to want to look kind of north.
Well, from Long
Northwest.
Beach, yeah, north. Mostly north, maybe a little bit west.
Mostly north, yeah. So yeah, and if you want some help with that, the sun sets in the west, and if you look at a compass rose, which is that northwest south thing, if you have north up, the WE spells we for west and east.
Well, I think Janie's smart enough to know, living
Absolutely.
in Long Beach, that west is where the water is.
But some people are directionally challenged, darling.
What?
Yeah, every time we leave, if the car is that way, guess who turns that way? Yeah.
I'd get there eventually.
Oh, okay. That was from before. So how about we do a shout out? Andrew, thanks for being here. I think it's your first visit. Janie Becker was here. Cliff Watson was with us.
Scott.
Scott, yep. Dawn, I think, was here,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And that's everyone. And you know what? It's always a better show when you're here
Mm-hmm.
to ask questions, give us ideas, prompt, find information. It's amazing how many times we'll be like, oh, what is this? And Daniel or Janie or somebody will pop up and say, oh, it's this. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yay.
Yep.
How cool is that?
Oh,
yep, we
Janie.
got another one. Yep. Nope. Is that it? Oh, yeah, it is. I know my directions.
Yeah.
Right on. I just know how it is for some people.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in an area where all of the highways were diagonals.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Orange County. All the highways are diagonals.
Are they?
Yeah. There's only a couple that are east-west, but most of the highways are diagonals. And so when you're saying go north on something, it's like go northeast, go northwest, or southeast. And when you're getting off the freeway, do you say go north, go west, off of the freeway? And
well, out here they talk about toward the ocean or inland.
Yeah, well, you learned that from me, because that's how I would do it. You get off the freeway toward the ocean, because people know where that is.
Okay.
One would hope. You keep driving until you get wet. There's the ocean.
And it's really weird between us. The very, very few times that I do not know my directions. Guess who knows exactly which direction is which? It's weird. I don't know why. Oh.
Because I
thank you, Janie.
Because I stole it from you.
You stole it. That's my okay. That's what happened. Good explanation. All right. Thank you so much, folks, for being here. We really appreciate that. Have an excellent week, and we will come and find you next Friday. And well, we decide by Sunday what the topic for next week is. So we'll know by Sunday.
Yeah, you'll know what it is when she starts posting it.
Well, unless
we'll know what it is when she starts posting it too. Unless
Jeff comes back, Jeff Greason, the other Jeff, comes back and says, "Yeah, I can do it on Friday," and then everything will change if I've already done it. So because we really want to have, we like to have a guest.
Yeah, and if a guest has a preference, and it's not in conflict with another guest, yes, they get their choice.
Oh yeah, we'll always swap out a guest for something we've got. That just gives us longer to research it, for one thing. No wonder I got lost a few times. No, it wasn't that way out here, was it? Yeah, Cliff was out here last April, and they're pretty much north, south, east, west out here, right?
Well,
this
except
is kind of a grid.
Except that northbound 101,
101 goes east and west.
Northbound 101 goes west.
Yeah, for parts of it.
Well, for this part of it.
Yeah, around here it does. Yes, Cliff, that's why. Again, folks, thanks so much for being here. We will find you next week. Good night.
Good night.